You keep seeing the same numbers, as if the day were blinking at you. A clock freezes on 111, a receipt prints 222, a street sign quietly echoes 444. Tonight, the sky feels reset, thin as a polished mirror, and you wonder if your guardian presence is speaking in bright, simple code. The world is noisy, yet this pattern cuts through like a bell at dusk. New moons are small and spacious at the same time. Darkness above makes a deep bowl that invites intention to pour in. Libra adds a breath of balance, asking what harmony would sound like in your real life. Not in a perfect world, but in this one, with its bills, browsers, and the steady ache of becoming. If you have been waiting for a sign, consider this your confirmation. Not a guarantee or a shortcut, but a gentle nudge to participate. Numbers are not the power. They are the doorbell. The visitor is awareness, and the house is your next choice. Here is the promise of this video. You will learn a grounded way to read 111, 222, and 444 during this new moon in Libra, so the signs become steps rather than riddles. You will hear why these signals matter now, and what simple actions align you with their message, without superstition or fear. And you will leave with a short practice you can do tonight in less than a minute to anchor your intention with clarity and peace. If that is what you are ready for, stay with me. Before we go deeper, drop a quick blessing in the comments by writing Amen. Like this, Amen. Tap like so this reaches someone who needs it, and subscribe if you want more clear, calm guidance. Stay to the end for the 30 to 60 second practice that seals your intention tonight. Think of guardian guidance, the way sailors think of lighthouses. The beam does not drag a ship to shore. It reveals the safe line through the rocks. In liminal hours, when the veil of habit is thin, a repeating number might be the easiest light to notice. You are not broken for noticing. You are sensitive enough to hear the softest bell. Traditions across many paths speak of sacred timing. New moons mark beginnings, the kind that start quiet before they become visible. Libra's image of balanced scales asks for relational alignment, not solitary perfection. Body, mind, and spirit draw toward the middle way where intention stops fighting and starts flowing. Let us frame the three numbers simply, without dogma. 111 whispers initiation and focus. 222 breathes partnership and peace. 444 hums protection and stable work. These are not hard laws. They are devotional metaphors for orientation. They help you face in the right direction. First comes awareness, because interpretation without presence becomes fantasy. Tonight, if 111 appears, pause your scrolling hand and let your breath lengthen. Ask a small, practical question. What single step would honor my beginning right now? Keep the answers small enough to fit inside the next hour. Tiny beginnings can carry big doors. If 222 nudges you, scan your relational field with gentle honesty. Where am I avoiding the conversation that would bring peace? Where am I assuming I must carry this alone when help would be wiser? Write down one name or one boundary, not a paragraph, just a line that names your next move toward harmony. When 444 arrives, feel the ground under your feet. Safety is not only the absence of danger, it is the presence of structure. Ask, what can I make solid in the next day so grace has a floor to stand on? Maybe it is a morning wake time, a cleared desk, or a simple budget line. Angels love an ordered table. Pay attention to the context where numbers show themselves. A number on the clock during an argument carries a different flavor than the same number while resting after prayer. Your body already knows the difference. Let your chest and shoulders be your instruments and listen to whether they open, settle, or tighten when the sign appears. Track patterns for a week with humility and curiosity. Write the number, the time, the place, and a 2-line emotion note. Do not make charts that drown meaning. Make a map that invites it. Meaning often repeats before it speaks. Patience helps the whisper form a sentence. Interpretation is a conversation, not a courtroom. When you are unsure, ask for clarity out loud in simple language. Try, show me this again if I am meant to act, and let it come within 2 days. Then release your grip. What returns is yours. What does not return was only noise in a crowded room. Now we enter purification and alignment, because signals shine better through clean glass. Begin with 1 minute of stillness, where you notice, soften, and lengthen each exhale. Breath makes room for guidance to land. Gratitude is next. Name 3 real things from today. Even if they are small, gratitude warms the room where wisdom sits. Forgiveness is also alignment, and it is not a performance. Bring to mind the one most draining resentment, and say, I release the hold this story has on my next choice. That does not erase justice. It frees your hands to build again. You become lighter without pretending the past was light. Offer a short prayer in the language of your heart. Try, Guardian of my path, align me with the next right step. Nothing elaborate, nothing dramatic. The sincerity, not the syllables, carries the message. Quiet after the prayer is part of the prayer. Create a simple altar of intention that lives where you live. 1 tea light, 1 glass of water, 1 written line stating your choice. Light signals dawn in the darkness. Water remembers flow and fairness. The written line keeps your promise from dissolving back into thought. If you share space, practice alignment through kindness. Speak 1 sentence tonight that repairs a thread with someone you love. Harmony is not passive. It is crafted with words that fit. Libra's balance is not silence. It is skillful tone and truthful timing. Notice how beginnings feel in your body compared to endings. Your sleep before a new plan often grows lighter. Your mind scans for openings more than threats. This is not magic or math. It is attention following design. The cosmos turns a page. You echo the motion. For those wary of superstition, remember that meaning is not a chain. It is a bridge you choose to cross. If a number helps you step with intention rather than drift with habit, the tool is serving the soul. If it pulls you into fear or compulsion, set it down and breathe until you return to center. Let us braid the threads together so they can hold weight. When you see 111, you bless the first step. When you see 222, you bless the shared step. When you see 444, you'll bless the steady step. Each blessing becomes a practice that teaches your nervous system to prefer peace over panic. When you begin, you move from dark to dawn. When you reconcile, you move from noise to quiet. When you build, you move from drift to intent. This is how signs become a path instead of a puzzle. The bell rings, your feet answer. When you pause, your guardian presence has room to point. When you record, your memory becomes an ally. When you act, your life grows roots. Not roots of stubbornness, but roots of devotion that hold in the wind. Return to the promise in plain words. You are learning to treat numbers as invitations, not instructions. You are choosing clarity over confusion, courage over delay, practice over performance. You are aligning with Libra's balance by making real choices that create real harmony. Here is a short, doable practice you can try tonight. Set a timer for 1 minute after sunset or before bed. Stand or sit where you can see the sky or a window's reflection. Close your eyes for 2 breaths, then open and softly rest your gaze. Speak out loud if possible the 3 lines shaped by tonight. I begin with 1 clear step. I restore 1 living bridge. I secure 1 steady support. Then place your written line at your small altar and exhale as if laying down a backpack. If a number appears during or soon after, treat it as a confirmation, not a command. Smile, nod, and take the step you already named. If no number appears, the practice still stands. New soil does not bloom in the hour you plant it. Carry this gentleness into tomorrow morning. 1 sentence to yourself in the mirror, 1 sip of water with gratitude, 1 message to a person you need to honor or forgive. Keep it human. Keep it steady. Keep it steady. Beautiful changes. Love boring consistency. As this new moon in Libra turns the page, place your heart in the margin. Write a small promise where you will see it next week. Beginnings become character through repetition, not spectacle. Angels meet you where your calendar meets your courage. Now, Let us walk each number across Libra's balanced bridge. With 111, imagine a doorway framed by calm resolve. Beginnings ask for edges because edges give shape. Choose one sentence that names who you are becoming, and whisper it while you wash your hands. Ordinary moments absorb extraordinary vows. With 222, imagine a table with room for 2 chairs. Harmony is not agreement about everything. It is shared respect during decision. Ask yourself which relationship would soften if you spoke one honest sentence without drama. The scales tip back to center when truth arrives, carrying tenderness. With 444, imagine 4 stones making the corners of a home. Foundations are unattractive on the surface, but they carry the whole story. Pick one habit that turns stability into a daily friend, and start it so small it seems almost silly. Consistency turns whispering hope into a sturdy rhythm. There will be days when nothing repeats, and you feel abandoned by meaning. This is not punishment. It is rest between signals. On those days, read your notes and act on yesterday's clarity. Faith is not waiting for another bell. Faith is carrying the last bell forward. You might ask whether the numbers choose you or you choose them. The honest answer is collaboration. Attention makes patterns visible, and grace makes attention fruitful. You meet in the middle like 2 friends agreeing on a park bench. Notice how Libra moves you toward fairness without freezing you in indecision. Balance does not mean bland. Balanced means alive at the center. When choices pull at you like tides, stand where your feet feel most honest. Sometimes light and shadow meet, and the meeting place is your next yes. If fear rises because the sign feels fragile, slow down and bless your nervous system. Name 5 things you can see. 4 you can touch. 3 you can hear. 2 you can smell. And 1 you can taste. Then return to the simple question: what small action honors this sign? Courage grows when the body believes it is safe. When you sense your guardian presence, treat it like a wise friend, not a cosmic vending machine. Say thank you more than you say please. Ask for alignment more than you ask for outcomes. The friendship matures when you become trustworthy with small instructions. 111, 222, 444. Hear them as beats in a song rather than codes in a vault. Begin, reconcile, secure. Begin, reconcile, secure. Repetition is not boring when it builds a life you can inhabit with peace. Some will tell you that only special people receive signs. Let that belief pass like weather. The truth is kinder. Sensitivity is a skill open to anyone who is willing to listen, record, and respond. You are capable of this quiet craft. If you want to involve your community, share the practice without pressure. Invite a friend to write their own 1-sentence intention and place it at your altar beside yours. Promise to check in after a week and report the smallest change, not the biggest. Small changes keep the door unlocked. Should you misread a sign, grace remains. The path is wide enough to hold detours and returns. You can course correct with 1 apology, 1 adjustment, 1 renewed morning. Guidance is rarely lost. It is often waiting 2 feet to your left. As you grow in this language, notice the difference between compulsion and calling. Compulsion hurries and narrows your breath. Calling steadies and widens your gaze. If a practice tightens you, loosen it. If a practice expands you, keep it. There is wisdom in finishing well as much as in starting well. After a week, look back at your notes. What pattern became a pathway? What friction asked for forgiveness? What structure made the day kinder? Write 1 paragraph to yourself. Sign it and date it like a gentle contract. When you're tired of the work, place your hand over your heart and remember why you began. You began to live awake, not to collect pretty coincidences. You began to choose with a clear mind and a softer voice. You began to become a home for peace. If tonight feels heavy, imagine a small lamp on a windowsill. Outside, the street is dark and quiet. Inside, the lamp says, I am here, and I will be here again tomorrow. That is how steady care sounds. That is how 444 feels in a room. Psalme Ebenings, You will hear an inner no when you expect a yes. Honor it without drama. Protection sometimes wears the face of delay. Obedience to quiet wisdom is faster than chasing sparkling distractions. If you receive an unexpected kindness after 222, do not dismiss it as chance. Receive it as a rehearsal for living in rhythm with partnership. Say thank you with your eyes, and let the moment mark you. Gratitude teaches your future how to behave. When doubt returns, as it often does, center yourself with a brief phrase. Try. I am held. I am guided. I am responsible for the next step. Say it until your shoulders drop and your breath finds its way home. Then do the next small thing in front of you. There is a tenderness to Libra that dislikes harsh corrections. Use gentle course changes that respect your humanity. If you miss a night, begin again tomorrow without self-judgment. Love prefers a returning heart over a perfect record. Let your environment become an ally. Clear one drawer. Place your shoes by the door. Put a calm image on your lock screen that reminds you of balance. The outside assists the inside, and the inside teaches the outside how to stay true. Over time, you will discover that numbers are not the point. Presence is the point. Attention is the bridge between the cosmos and your calendar. When attention is loving, everything becomes more luminous, even your ordinary errands. Carry a phrase into your week as a pocket compass. When you begin, breathe one steady breath. When you reconcile, choose one kind sentence. When you secure, honor one simple boundary. These are holy habits disguised as practical steps. The nights will keep turning, and the moon will keep vanishing and returning. You do not need to chase the sky to be faithful on earth. You need to meet the moment you're in with an open face. That is how guidance becomes character. Before we close, envision your life 6 months from now. If you practice this gently, what begins tonight has time to root and rise. Your relationships become less brittle. Your work gains texture and pace. Your soul grows quiet without becoming dull. If you stumble, remember there is no expiration date on mercy. Start again at 111 with a single clear step. Repair at 222 with one true sentence. Fortify at 444 with one humble structure. It is not glamorous, but it is holy enough. This is the real magic of ordinary devotion. When you begin, the horizon opens. When you reconcile, the noise fades. When you build, the wind bows to your patience. Quiet power grows where spectacle used to sit. Thank you for spending these minutes with me tonight. If this spoke to you, tell me in the comments which number showed up most today and what small action you will take. Then watch our playlist on gentle spiritual practices for fresh starts. I am grateful you are here, and I hope you stay for the next step.